we got a lot planned. We're back to being live this week with Raw last night and SmackDown tonight. I think they're in Cedar Rapids, somewhere in Iowa.
Oh yeah. Last night was Green Bay. Tonight is I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do remember. Fuck, where is it?
It's not
Cedar Rapids.
No. Somebody in the chat room, Rockford, Illinois. That sound right? I don't think that sounds right. It's like a two-part thing, right?
Fuck, I wrote this morning too. It seems like yesterday at this point. It's been such a long day. Is it important where it is tonight?
Who's that over there?
Oh, am I supposed to advertise it? It's the Coors Light.
I think I might join you in hour number 2.
All right,
there's a couple in there, right?
There's a good bit in there.
I got water for right now, but
We'll see.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You gotta stay on the clean and sober.
Oh. That's what we're doing. We gotta stay clean. We gotta stay
Hashtag
sober.
sober.
Hashtag sober. Hashtag.
Did you just have it?
All right. Give me a minute, David. But yeah. So anyway, we've got people in the live chat room tonight. WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. We've got a lot of people in there as always tonight. A couple of weeks ago, you guys tuning in for the first time. We're now on TV. We've got video. Obviously, you're watching us now. Here's the deal, though. We made a promise to the people last Tuesday night.
Do you have the evidence?
Oh, I do. I got it right here. We made a promise to the people. I mean, we can do everything right now except for live phone calls. We can do the rapid fire. We can give you the radio show. We can give you the TV. We can give you everything except the live phone calls. So, over the weekend, trip to Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
High class. And we do everything high class.
Is that what? Best policy?
I bought a brand new mouse, which we didn't really need, but we bought it just because it would make things easier. And then over here, we bought a headset. All right. So
it's a beautiful headset too.
It works great too. It is.
I told you I was going to wear it just for looks because I liked it so much.
So we bought a headset, and we went to do some testing on Sunday, and we can't fucking figure out how to do it.
No, I don't think it's possible. I mean,
it's possible.
Oh yeah, if we do that, download this, install that.
We need to download like a VAC program, something like that, and then we have to do like line in. So a lot more complicated than you guys think, man. It's like line 1 in, line 2 out, line 3 in, all these sound mixes and everything else. We don't even get paid for this show, right?
We spend money on the bandwidth.
It's great. I know. So anyway, I can't make a promise, but hopefully, over the course of the next week, we'll be able to run some tests. I mean, Monday and Tuesday, it gets so busy. We were hoping that everything worked out. I mean, I had a plan in place on Sunday night.
We spent a good hour and a half fucking around with it, and then we both realized we were about to kill each other, so we said, let's take a break.
We were getting stressed the fuck out.
Yeah, it was pretty irritating.
So we couldn't figure it out, and then Monday and Tuesday are just so busy. So later this week, you may see a Facebook post from me saying I need a couple of diehards to get in the chat room, and we'll try to test things out again.
Before I forget, let me apologize, because I was a bit of a dickhead to the chat room when we were doing the test. They were trying to tell us about an audio lag, and
you were in a bad mood.
I was I had just woken up, and we were supposed to do the testing at 6. I woke up at 7, so I was already an hour late, and it was a big bug or something. But so I thought it was anyways, I was an hour late, and I was quite pissed because we had to jump right into it, and it was way more complicated than it was supposed to be. It was good. There's no point in wearing it.
Hang on real quick. This is what it's eventually going to look like.
See? It looks like us with headsets.
There were some headsets.
There we go. It'll look like this.
So that's it. So eventually, and then we'll be able to take live phone calls. Everything's going to be done off this computer, and then we'll kind of go from there. But
it's going to be a slobber knocker.
It's going to be good. So stay tuned for that. Sorry about the noise here. When I messed with the microphone, I just got done telling us. I said, let's not mess with the microphone.
What are you going to do? Like he works at Capital One. What does that even mean?
Capital One's a bank.
Yeah, I know, but what does the person that looks like a bank look like? I don't know. What's the stereotypical banker look? I don't know. I guess they're with them big ass messages.
All right. So the live chat room, like I said, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. We're going to be taking fan questions out of the chat room. We're going to be doing rapid fire in our numero dos. And we're running down Monday Night Raw from last night.
You never, okay, you do this, because I was just sitting there thinking, it seems like so much has happened, but I'm trying to remember what happened before our last show and what happened at, like what, the Orton thing was before the show.
Orton thing we talked about last week, but there's
the Angle stuff, we haven't talked about that.
We haven't talked about Tito coming in.
Tito was the August, oh, that's right, goddamn.
Yep, we're going to talk about that. And then it's been a fairly quiet week. I mean, Ricardo Rodriguez and Kofi Kingston both returned on Raw last night. Brock Lesnar too. It was actually 3 returning names, but Lesnar's been there, every other week or whatever, But Ricardo, I thought, was supposed to be back on the 8th. And yesterday was what, the 5th?
The 8th,
so, the 8th would have been Wednesday, or Thursday.
How was he going to come back on a Wednesday?
Well, he came back early. It was a 30-day suspension, and he was supposed to be back on the 8th. So they brought him back a little bit early, depending on when he got suspended.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to
maybe they announced the suspension after. I don't even know. I didn't know it was the 8th. I'm going on your word, Dave.
Right. What else? New York City, August 17th. Here's the deal, man. Frank from EWN doesn't look like he's not going to be around. Rygout in the chat room doesn't look like he's going to be around. So I think we're going to stay up here. Not only that, but there's a big UFC on Saturday night. That if we went to Ring of Honor,
that Saturday
we would
night,
be
what's that
show. That's the big one you were talking about.
The Fox Sports 1 debut?
The big, the Fox Sports 1. So I think we're going to stay up here. We're going to watch that on Saturday night, and then we've got SummerSlam the following day. So basically, Friday night's my birthday, then the big UFC on Saturday, and then Sunday SummerSlam. So I don't think we're coming. It's such a busy weekend. Nobody's going to be there. There would still be fans that would come and meet up for drinks, but I don't think we're going to go on the 17th. They come every 3 months, so I think we're just going to, we'll come back in 3 months. I think it'll be like December. We'll go down to New York City, Christmas time, Times Square, and everything. It'll be a good time then. So we're going to skip out on the 17th. Let's talk some news real quick. TNA's Mystery Men. Last Thursday night, TNA Impact. Matty Boom, my boy, never watches Impact. You guys know that. He's been open about it. He watches Raw because he has to in his job.
No, I enjoy Raw now.
It's been okay.
And if I start watching SmackDown, I think I would enjoy that maybe more. Because it seems to be the Damian Sandow show. I'm a huge fan.
I know you're big on it. But you sat down. Me and you sat down on Thursday night, and we watched Impact together. It was a hype show all week long, videos, August 1 warning, da-da-da-da-da-da. Man. And you know what?
We gotta give props to Ron G from the chat room.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get into the Mystery Man here in a minute. But for Impact, I mean, you had this hype show, and they kick it off with Chris Sabin, who's TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Chris Sabin, TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
I can't offer a lot of commentary here because, like I said, that's the first time I've seen the show. So maybe if I had been watching it regularly, it wouldn't seem so. It just doesn't look right to me. Chris Sabin with the world, he just doesn't look like a world champion. Maybe I'm being like every typical WWE dickhead. That's what I'm saying. I'd have to see his character and his matches and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I can't really say.
Here's the problem I had. You had this hyped up show, right? And you're trying to gain new viewers, and I'm thinking every other week you open the show up with a Bully Ray promo, a Hulk Hogan, somebody like that. Sting coming out, the Aces and Eights, somebody big. They opened up with Chris Sabin and I think it was Bobby Roode in ring, which the casual fan has no idea who Chris Sabin or Bobby Roode is. Then the entire show.
Sure, Sabin was in the opening.
Sabin was in the opening. Sabin came out and cut that
Roode
promo.
and Aries.
Aries, you're right. It was Aries that kicked it off, and it was Aries and Roode. Right, well, Chris Sabin came along later. But the point I'm trying to make is all show, it was all mid-card guys. It was all, and I understand you're trying, people are going to bitch either way. You're trying to showcase your younger talents and people want them to get over. So you hype up a big show and then you showcase them. But if you're hyping up a big show, you've got to give a fair mix of guys like Hulk Hogan out there with a Chris Sabin, Sting out there with an Austin Aries, something like that. And they didn't do it. It was just Chris Sabin, Austin Aries.
I mean, they flashed back to the main event Mafia a couple of times, but that was
right. It wasn't a good mix. It was all mid-card guys on Impact, and it was just like, man, what are they doing right now? You were sitting here like,
you got to book the show in a way where you're booking it for the same fans that tune in every week, so they get what they like. But you also have to at least assume if everything that you did works as far as promotion, you're going to have a hound of a lot of new fans tuning in to see the big revelation of the August 1 warning or whatever.
There was no Hogan on that entire show.
No, and so you got to book towards those fans as well, and you have to pretty much assume that they're first time watching, or at least somebody that like myself that hasn't seen it in years, or at least not regularly watched it in years. So book for them too. Give them a little bit of everything. Give them some star power. Give them some good promos. Give them some great matches. I think they focus solely on getting over their homegrown guys like Saban, Aries, Manic.
And
so we had some great matches, but you need more than great matches on a show to hook a viewer to keep tuning in.
Exactly. And the casual fans is kind of tuned out. Now we get to the mystery, the big mystery. Well, I go to the store on Wednesday night, and I come back from the store, and I walk in the door, and Boone's out here sitting on the recliner, and he's got Bellator TV on. And he's like screaming, yo, you gotta see this, bro, you gotta see. I look on the TV, Tito Ortiz is walking out to the ring on Bellator.
That was before. Wow. We haven't talked about that?
Nothing. So,
yeah, you walked in right at the perfect time.
Right at the perfect time.
The King Mo had just won his fight against, I think, Jacob Noe, I want to say, maybe. And then right after that, they hyped up this Quentin Rampage surprise announcement. And I didn't even know he was scheduled to make a surprise announcement. That was the first I had heard of it. So I'm sitting there thinking, all right, they're going to announce Roy Jones and Rampage boxing match, because that was the rumor. So then they start flashing to the front row where Roy Jones is sitting. Rampage comes out, he starts his promo. He's talking about Roy Jones, this and that. And then he says he's not going to box Roy Jones. He would like to, he respects him, he likes him, blah, blah, blah.
They swerved the fans.
Big fan. It was a big swerve. They swerved the internet. Yeah. And then he says, but I will fight on pay-per-view, he revealed, which was a surprise in itself because they've never done a pay-per-view before. So I thought that was a surprise. And so I'm going to be fighting, this guy right here. And then, mock plays by Eminem, and out comes Tito bouncing around with the flag, doing his thing. And I marked out, I'll admit it, because those two are two of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, when I walked in the door, you got to see, you said, you got to see this on TV right now. Wow, Tito's a Bellator, you got to be kidding me. And then the next thing that crossed our mind is, all right, it's Wednesday night, Tito's in Bellator.
Yeah.
They just ruined TNA's surprise on Thursday night because they've done it with King Mo. King Mo signs with Bellator. It's a package deal with TNA. They did it with Rampage. Rampage signs with Bellator. It's a package deal with TNA. Of course, Tito Ortiz, not only that, but Tito had been in TNA before. Tito wasn't making his TNA debut on Thursday night. So you knew going into Impact, this whole surprise that they had hyped up all week was, it's Tito, of course.
Yeah.
And
then you start piecing stuff together, like the clues in the video. Like you said, he can whoop a piece of that. You got to think, all right, who could beat up the pieces? Then you say, he says, I'm not somebody 99% of you have never heard of.
And that's how Tito
talks. That's how Tito talks. He tries to talk clever and intelligent, but he comes off like a fucking retard. People who don't know how to use words properly shouldn't try and use them. He's a king of trying to use words you don't understand.
I kind of like that a bit.
Maybe. You're a queen. You got a good vocabulary. Tito's just, he thinks he has good. Long story short, you can just hit like not never is never heard 99% of not never if you ever heard of me. So you think, all right, well, he's somebody everybody's heard of. He's somebody who would talk like that. Then you look at the video, he's bald in the video. He's a clean shaven or a clean cut or whatever, bald.
Even the way he
has the little ears, the way he's bouncing side to side. And then when I started thinking it was Tito and I re-listened to the videos, you could almost hear, what's the right word? The affect, is that the word? In his voice. You could kind of hear Tito's voice throughout all the modulation. Mm-hmm. So it became, this was already obvious when Tito came out of Bellator.
So the idea here is they're going to put Tito on one side, Rampage on the other side, and it's all to hype Bellator's big pay-per-vieiew, right?
November 2nd, by the way.
November 2nd. It's all to hype. I kind of feel like TNA is being used by, and I understand it's not necessarily.
They are.
It's not necessarily.
They get something out of it, but they're being,
They get something out of it, but you guys got to remember, the people that are blaming TNA, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with Spike TV.
Yeah, has everything in Viacom.
And Viacom. And the network.
He's one of their properties.
The network is all about ratings, and they've got Bellator, they've got TNA, and they want to cross-promote. And TNA is kind of forced to go along with anything that Spike TV says if they want to keep the TV deal. So a lot of it comes, like you said, Viacom.
I mean, Viacom wants to kick Dana White that. They got like a vendetta. They want to take that motherfucker down. So they got to get Bellator. That's why they did Fight Master. And they're trying, and they got to trash you. If you listen to the media conference call, Jordan Rebney and Ortiz, they were trashing them left and right. But yeah, it's not so much TNA's forced, at least in this particular situation. I mean, if they're asked to do a lead-in for this show or switch time slots so they can, they have to do that because it's their network. But in this case, TNA was more than willing to take Tito Ortiz in. It's a big star. Everybody knows him. I don't think they expected the backlash from fans. This really has started a big controversy, not controversy, not the right word, but a big issue where wrestling fans are like, all right, we accepted King Mo. Rampage is cool because he seems like a pro wrestler.
But now it's getting a little bit.
Now we're getting ridiculous with this shit.
You're stepping over the line. But like I said, and people are automatically going to blame TNA. Well, why is TNA doing this? It all goes back to Spike TV and Viacom, where they want to cross promote. It's a smart move for business. I mean, let's be honest, man. You're putting two guys. You're trying to get the MMA fans to cross over, watch pro wrestling on Thursday nights. Tito and Rampage are there, trying to get the pro wrestling fans to tune over and watch Bellator. But it's a smart move for business.
I'd say TNA fans are mostly diehard wrestling fans, internet fans, whatever you want to call them, IWC, whatever. So they know the score. They know what's going on.
Right.
And speaking from my own personal, not experience, my own personal opinion, knowing that whatever they do in TNA with Rampage and Tito at the end is going to be a real fight instead of a fake, sorry to use the cuss word fake, but instead of a worked match. Instead of a worked match, they're going to have a shoot fight at the end of all this, whatever they do. Promos back and forth. To me, that's going to make those promos more on the edge of your seat, more listening and hanging on every word because you're going to look at the look in their eyes.
But it doesn't help that they're real life friends, too. That they're good friends.
No, and if you saw, I put a video up today where they're clowning around trying to do a stare down, they couldn't stop laughing, making jokes. Yeah. But in TNA, I'm just saying, they're gonna pretend to hate each other, and whether they're friends or not, when they get in the cage and Gorsuch behind them, they're gonna try and knock each other the fuck out.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think that makes their promos in TNA, because we're talking about how this, affects TNA. Let me finish real quick. I think it makes their promos that much more exciting and interesting, because you're gonna be watching like, ooh, shit, Tito probably wasn't supposed to say that. Or, ooh, look, Rampage was really pissed about that comment. And then at the end, bam, you know what I mean? It's going to make it that much more cool.
Not only that, but here's the thing. Like, a lot of people are coming out and saying that Tito and Rampage are past their prime. All right, here's the deal. Tito's
past their fighting prime. I don't know what they're drawn to.
Well, Tito's banged up, all right? He's got knee injuries, back, everything, right? I mean, the guy is just an absolute wreck. He should be retired. No doubt about that. Right.
Coming out of retirement.
Rampage, I feel like, even though, Tito and Rampage have both lost their last couple of fights, right? They're still in their 30s, their mid-30s. I think Tito might be like 37, 36, 37, somewhere around there, right? I feel that, the media tries to retire people, like A-Rod, okay? A-Rod's gonna be, after the suspension is over next year, it's gonna be about 40 years old. They can still play, and the media tries to force people into retirement. Same thing with Brett Favre. The media forced him into retirement. I feel like they're doing the same thing past the front just because they lost a couple of fights. I still think Rampage can go. Tito is a different story with all the injuries and everything else. Rampage can go like a motherfucker, man. I still think Rampage is in his prime.
He's not in his prime at all.
Not his prime. That would be like late 20s, no doubt.
His prime was over.
Not well past
years ago. Oh yeah. His prime was in pride. And then he got real fat because he realized he could knock people out and he became way too focused on boxing. He used to slam motherfuckers in pride. He was much more exciting, but also had a much more diverse style. He didn't just stand and fight. Now he's just looking for that knockout punch in every fight. Training's always an issue with him. He never gets up to fight. And it's going to be, somebody I heard made the point, it was a great point. He's going to be have a hard time getting up to this fight because, let's be honest, he's going to beat Tito.
Rampage,
he's not going to train that hard, knowing in the back, I'm going to beat this guy. I don't need to work that hard for this. Yeah. But at the same time, like you said, the people want to retire. Those are two guys, whether they're still in their 30s or not, that's their actual real life age. Their fighting age, they've got that's like a car. You put a lot of miles on the car. They've got so much miles on their bodies for fighting. Right. I think they're both past their prime, but that's their fighting time. Can they still draw? We'll find out if it's promoted right, etc. But yeah, it should be really interesting as November gets closer.
It'll be cool to see the Cross promotion too.
Also, yeah, that and Tito. Nobody's mentioned those guys actually doing matches in TNA, because I don't see Tito taking bumps. I mean, my God, that guy's neck and back is a fucking mess.
I think they're gonna put him. I think they're gonna put him with the Aces and Eights. He'll join one of the groups. I mean, the spoilers are out for next week.
Yeah.
But and if he is in matches, it'll be a tag team match. Like Rampage is gonna be in that 5-man tag team match.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to.
So they just come and throw a few punches, do this and that. But I'm saying that hopefully Tito's not gonna take bumps.
Yeah.
Because one or two bad bumps and that guy's.
Well, that's another thing. They don't want to. I mean, Bellator is not going to have Rampage and Tito in the ring when their fight's coming up on November 2nd because of injuries and everything else. But they're gonna keep them out. All right. Let's move on. It was kind of a lackluster debut. I mean, Bellator spoiled it on Wednesday night.
One final point is how much is Tito and Rampage are the two most infamous guys in MMA when it comes to fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. How much money?
Rampage got a shit ton out of the deal.
Yeah.
The conference call, he got a car, they bought him a house on the beach or something like that.
And what do you think it is? Tito got more. That's my
Tito's
opinion.
a negotiator where
and at the same time they both got points on the pay-per-view for sure. But my point was, because this is a wrestling, it's an MMA and wrestling show, but they hate when we talk MMA too long. So focusing on the wrestling aspect, how much money are those cuts TNA made recently? Do you think they had to clean house with some of those guys?
I think Spike TV and Viacom had a big say and even helped with money.
Yeah, okay. So maybe so you're saying the cuts had nothing to do, they didn't need to free up some budget to afford the contract.
I mean, gut check guys were being paid $100 a night anyways.
Yeah. Well, they definitely trimmed the fat. Yeah.
I think Spike TV's chipping in a little bit.
Oh,
TNA's chipping in. Everybody's chipping in and coming together to get these guys. All right. Real quick here, and then I got to go on kind of a rant here. You're gonna have to excuse me, but
man.
Randy Orton,
the attacker. You can probably do the rest of the show on there. We're gonna do the rest of the show on that.
We'll make it quick, man. We're about a half an hour in. We still gotta get to Monday Night Raw. We'll probably finish up Raw in hour number 2. Hour 2 rapid fire and Raw, pretty much. Yeah. So here's the deal. Randy Orton, you guys know we talked about it last Tuesday night here on the show. A guy in Cape Town, overseas, he ran into the ring. Turned out that he was an independent wrestler out there.
Trying to say his name.
No idea. Can't even remember his name.
Tishu Puker Kwikaplaki is from South Africa. You can't say that name. Josie the Wrestling Machine.
The guy came in, tried to make a name for himself, obviously. Got a lot of press out of it, no doubt. Can't blame him for that. It wasn't a work. We'll say that right off the bat. It wasn't a work. And I know WZROnline.com put an article up covering it and everything else.
And he happens to be an indie wrestler and
everything else. The moral of the story is, they took him in, they processed him, they put him in jail. He was bailed out real quick and went to court. Overseas, in America, you've got to wait for your court date and everything else. It takes weeks, if not months. So overseas, they took him in, basically paid a 500 Rand fine. That's the currency over there is Rand. Turns out to be $50 American money. But here's the thing. People over in South Africa, they don't make nearly as much as Americans. So you don't know, $50 over in South Africa could be a lot of money over there. We don't know what the currency rate is compared to America.
It's still a ridiculously low fine, like I said.
We don't know that. I mean, $50
how much
could be $1,000. Could be $1,000 fine.
Man, I mean, no. The cost of living is obviously more expensive and stuff because, whatever, the currency, it's not worth it. $50 is still, at the most, double it. Maybe triple it. $50. You don't say $1,000 is the equivalent to $50 in America. That's
over in South Africa?
Yeah, you're acting like we're on Mars or something.
Bro, there are third world countries, bro, that these guys are out there and they're working for like a dime a day or 20 cents a day. You know what I mean? They're out there, yes, it's all over. Come on, bro. Somebody do a search for what 500 Rand is in American currency.
It's $50. Yeah. Well, how much is $50?
How much is $50 American money?
It's like living in a very expensive, where the cost of living is insane, but it's not some dramatic amount more than $50.
Yeah, because all the fans were able to afford WWE tickets to buy merchandise. Right. So you're probably right. It was a ridiculously low fine.
To the point where how many copycat instances are going to pop up? Our friend jokingly told us, hey, why don't you guys hit the ring with your WZR shirt so I get some free promotion, $50 for promotion on TV?
You know?
Fucking not a bad idea.
Yeah, so
not to encourage it. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much over. The guy came out. He was obviously a nut job. You guys saw the promo. We put a video up. The guy cut a promo about I wanted to make a name for myself.
Oh, you saw that.
Oh, Randy fucked him up good, right?
With one kick, his whole eye is full of shit. Yeah, it was a good kick.
All right, so there it is. It's $500 fine.
We said exactly what we said. $50 US is the equivalent to 500 rand.
Oh, okay. That's we gotta talk about that. All right, so the thing's pretty much over. The guy got his 5 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of fame, whatever they say. It's done. It's over.
He ruined his career if he ever wants to be arrested. You think WWE's ever going to hire that guy?
That's the thing. It seemed like he really thought that by doing this, he would be offered a job.
Like it'd be a shortcut into the company.
You're banned for life, bro. You are banned for life.
As long as Orton's around, he's no Orton's a whiny motherfucker.
He's not letting him in. No way. Next up on the list.
Oh God, I see what's next. Can I go take a nap?
You can do whatever you want.
Man. Let's get into it.
Reby Sky. Happy birthday, Reby.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday today, Reby Sky. Basically what happened is earlier today I'm doing work in there and Boone's in on his computer doing work and I get sent a link and Boone under the link says, man, check out this video, dude. Is it just me or is Matt Hardy slurring his words like crazy? Something along those lines.
I said, towards the end, I said, listen, he's swearing like a motherfucker, it sounds like, yeah. The joke was, let's just cover to it, don't know, it's Reby Sky's birthday today. Reby Sky's the fiance of Matt Hardy, they're getting married, they get a website, blah, 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 blah. He bought her a big fucking rooster for her birthday, and the joke was, I got you a big cock for your birthday. Here's some big cock. You always love a big cock. And it was funny, it was cleverly funny the first time, but that motherfucker tweeted like 20 big cock jokes, and it got annoying. But anyways, about the 23rd big cock joke was the link to the video of her actually getting the cock. Receiving the cock.
And she's all giggity. Yeah, it's hilarious. You're the best, Matt. Da-da-da-da-da. What I'm more worried about is...
He's holding the camera, by the way.
He's holding
the camera. You hear him loud and clear.
Yeah, I mean...
So it's not like we're confusing it because of bad audio. You can definitely hear...
So, it seemed to start off okay. And then, towards the end of the video, I mean, you can barely make out... I don't want to say barely make out what he's saying, but you can hear him. He is clearly slurring his words, man. And if you go back and view some of his Ring of Honor promos just from a couple of months ago, you guys sounded great. No slurring, no nothing. But if you compare the video that was posted today to the video that, the videos that came out months ago when he was getting arrested left and right, there are some similarities in those videos with the slurring and everything else where he just sounds like shit. So I had sent a tweet, or I put a Facebook post out earlier this afternoon, and I said, I hope, I said, I'm just saying, listen to his voice and tell me what you guys think. And a lot of people responded, he's slurring his words. What the fuck is wrong with him? He sounds like he's fucked up on something. I mean, some people said, I don't see any difference. You don't see any difference. Get a Q-tip or something. Clean out your ears. Something's up. And whenever I put something on Facebook, I also put it on Twitter. So I put, is Matt Hardy slurring his words, something like that, up on Twitter. Didn't even tag or use Reby Sky's name. Well, she must have seen it on the main feed of Twitter, and man, did she go! I mean, she fuck you.
Don't public and everybody see it. Or
yeah, those direct messages. They can go to the other guy. She went ballistic for some reason. Fuck you. You don't accuse my boyfriend. And listen, I just responded. I said, well, it's an opinion. You know what I mean? I'm giving you an opinion that the guy, in my opinion, was slurring his words a little bit. Yeah. That's it. There was nothing more to it. I mean, she came back and some of these.
The one thing that really bothered me, even though it didn't bother me, the one thing I found interesting was she said, you tried saying that you were just doing that to drive traffic to your website.
We'll get them up here.
You didn't link anything. You didn't plug your website. So how could you be doing that to drive traffic? You just happened to see a video and like you do with anything wrestling related that you have an opinion about. You went to Twitter. You shared your opinion. I'm still kind of for you.
Yeah, she said, people like you are a disgrace to journalism. Oh my God. He sounds happy. He must not be sober, insensitive. Fuck you. Fuck you. are my thoughts, instigator. Just can't imagine someone actually doing well for themselves, huh? Piece of shit. She goes on to say, who the fuck are you to question either of us? I will not stand for anyone shitting on his recovery. Do not play innocent now. Trying to insinuate he isn't sober to get a few extra views on your little blog is distasteful and insensitive. Own up. Don't you hashtag me, you patronizing little
That
shit.
was my favorite one.
There was absolutely no slurring in that video. Hope I run into you.
You gonna beat you up?
Well, Jesus, watch out. But listen, and basically, I responded back to her that, listen, all I was doing was giving an opinion. I watched a video, I was giving an opinion. And this whole thing about, all you're doing to get some hits to your little blog or whatever.
There was one link, to be honest, there was a link in your tweet, but what was the link?
There was a link in my tweet, but it went to the direct video.
We're driving traffic to their stuff,
not their Facebook page, not my little blog, or not their WZR Online,
patronizing little shit.
Like so this just went back and forth, and she's just not having it. And I said, listen, I'd be more than happy to PM you and private message. And give you a phone number or give you an email, something like that. And she just, fuck you, I'm not having any of it, blah, blah, blah. It was just an opinion, man. I watched the video. I thought that, that Matt Hardy was slurring his words. And not only that, but about a month ago, you can go back to my Twitter feed, you gotta go back about a month, there was a great Ring of Honor promo that Matt Hardy did. And I tweeted a link of the promo, and I said, Matt Hardy, you sound excellent. You sound great. Man, keep it up. And he responded, thank you. So, not only that, but when he was getting arrested back in the day, yeah, there were some subtle shots that I took about, Matt Hardy.
I remember those something with the heart. I didn't know if it was different Matt.
But ever since he went into rehab, I have been nothing but respectful, man. Somebody goes into rehab and they clean up their life.
God bless.
I give them all the respect in the world, man. And part of the process is sometimes you fall off the wagon. All right? Sometimes you don't stay so. Not only that, but today's Reby Sky's birthday. There is nothing wrong. They're in Myrtle Beach, they said, staying in the hotel. They're on the beach. It's your girlfriend's birthday. There's nothing wrong with going out and having a couple of beers. Getting fucked up a little bit on the birthday. There's nothing wrong with that. Got no problem, but just own up to it. Don't make a video and say, well, there's no slurring whatsoever in that video. Well, were you smoking? Because the video I watched, you watched that video.
It started with me. I watched the video. I heard him slurring near the end. And, listen, a lot of guys, when they get fucked up, and I'm speaking from experience, what do you think of that they can sound completely fine.
Right.
And then every once in a while, if you really pay attention, you'll catch something here, you'll catch something there. Usually it's with the eyes, but in the voice too. And like I said, for the first part of that video, he sounded fine. He just sounded all right. Had a lot of energy. He sounded happy. With maybe that's what she was referring to with the happy. Nobody denied it. The motherfucker was happy. God bless. You got a hot chick. Congratulations.
She's a hot chick. She's a hot chick.
Like 25, 26 years old, I think. She's a little young piece of ass. God bless. I salute. But you can still tell near the end of the video, oh boy, he was swearing his words. What do you tell you?
It's pretty well known. Listen, me and Boone have both been open about it. That in the past, I've been an addict. He's been an addict. He had a drinking problem. I haven't seen the guy drink. He's having one beer tonight.
I didn't really have a drink.
Since he's been here about 3 weeks, I've seen him drink, I think, twice. One beer tonight.
Yeah, 2 beers with the other.
Right, and it was 2 beers for UFC this past weekend. So I can tell when somebody's slurring the words. Some other people can't. He was clearly slurring the words. That's all I said. It was an opinion. I guess everybody can have opinions except for Ryan Clark. It comes down to
you shouldn't post your opinion. I don't know.
Hey,
that's the point of Twitter, I thought.
Well, we're on the subject. We'll get off Reby Sky. Listen.
I think Reby Sky can get me off.
I'd move off it.
You said we'll get off Reby Sky. I'd rather be there. What was it, 7?
You got 7.5 inches? Or 2?
Yeah, 7.5 right here, baby Kate.
God damn. The other guy, Kurt Angle.
The other guy.
Arrested, man. Kurt Angle. Arrested.
One too many of these behind one of these right here results in these going behind here. You know what I'm saying?
What are you thinking, man?
Oh, 4 alcohol-related arrests in 6 years. And that's the only time he's been caught. How many times that motherfucker's been behind the wheel?
Oh, I'm sure every night.
Yeah, maybe. There's certainly a lot more than 4 times in 6 years, but that's how many times he got caught. But You guys really driving bad for somebody to be caught before you get to where you're going.
Well, that hasn't came out yet. I didn't put it on our websites, but the reason that he got caught was he was driving. It was similar to what happened last time with this most recent time last week. Somebody saw him driving on the highway and called up 911 or the police and said, "Hey, there's a guy out here that is just
driving really bad,
driving like crazy." And cops responded, were able to catch up with his vehicle and pulled him over, and then they smelled the alcohol and everything else. But they wound up arresting him for DWI, just like last time, almost identical to what happened last time. Took him to jail. They bailed him out. I think it was $2,000 bond, I believe. But and then he immediately came out and said, "I'm going to rehab." You got to respect the guy's decision to say, "I need help. I'm going to rehab." Now,
I hope he's doing it for the right reason.
Is he doing it because he wants to impress TNA and kind of calm the media down?
And the legal side. When it goes to you can say, "Hey, I went to rehab. I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm trying to,
Exactly.
Because, I mean, how many times can this motherfucker get away with this and not go to jail?
Is that why he's doing it, or does he realize that I really have a problem and I need to get myself cleaned up? You guys can be the judge of that, and we'll see what happens after rehab. Does he go right back to drinking and pills and everything else, whatever he was on? I mean, we don't know that he was back on the pills, but you can see with the promos and everything. I mean, it comes down to like Matt Hardy with the slurring of the words and everything else. Comes right back to that, where hopefully he comes out of this. Same thing with Matt Hardy. I mean, the last thing I would hope for is Matt Hardy to have fallen off the wagon and be back on the pills. Maybe it was a one-day thing. It's Rebby Sky's birthday. Maybe they're out there. They're having a good time.
If you're an alcoholic, you shouldn't ever drink because it's life telling you can't handle alcohol. You're not supposed to drink. But it's not against the law to have beers. You know what I mean? It's not against the law to have a couple shots. It's against the law to be jamming needles in your arm, snorting shit up your nostrils, motherfucking smoking, whatever. That's legal. If he was drinking, there's nothing illegal with that. And God bless, he's a grown-ass man. I mean, Rebby, is she old enough to drink? Yeah, she's old enough to drink. Fucking
get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. It is hot as a motherfucker. I'm like, what is going on, man? It's we have the AC on, we got a fan above us, everything. What is happening tonight? Let's get plugs out of the way. The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Go to Facebook.com/WZRArmy. Go to YouTube.com/WZRArchive and Twitter.com/MBoom420. I was going to say WZROnline.com or something like that. Just go to WZROnline.com. Top navigation bar, social media tab, drop down menu. All the links to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter are up there. We had our Raw chat room last night. Another good turnout. We only do audio on Monday nights, but you come in, same place you guys are at tonight, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there. We put the audio stream up. We come in during commercial breaks and just kind of yell and scream when Raw is on and mark out a little bit. It's good. It's bad. We shit all over it. But the audio is up on Monday nights. Come to the chat room. It's a good time. A lot of people that are in here on Tuesday nights as well. One last thing. Yeah. You want one of these beautiful WZR Radio t-shirts here. It's got the WZR logo. It's got the headset right there. On the back side, you won't believe this shit. Hosted by Ryan Clark and Matt Boone. WZROnline.com. Every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. How can they get them, Boone?
I don't know. How can they get them?
They can email me at webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. They are $20 a pop, $25 for you people in the United Kingdom. Webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. Anthony Remy, still working on a t-shirt, brother. And I'm getting a car on Thursday. I hope.
My question to you, you plugged it on every show so far since we switched to WZR. TV Tuesday! Mm-hmm. How many orders have you got for shirts?
Good question.
What's the answer? Goose egg, baby! That's my guess, at least. How many requests in the old inbox? Goose egg, ladies and gentlemen. I told this motherfucker nobody's gonna want to buy a goddamn WZR t-shirt. He didn't want to listen. Big waste of money, big waste of time, but it makes nice decorations for
It does make good
decorations. And like I said, if you ever need
right?
you're changing the oil in your car, or run out of toilet paper, and times are tough financially. It's already a black shirt. You won't see the poop stain, but I wipe your ass. So they come in handy. $20 for your own personal ass wiper. You can fold it in half, wipe again. You know, there's plenty of room. You get the 5XL. They're available in 5XL. Imagine how many times you wipe your ass with 5XL shirt.
You're an asshole.
$20.
Webmaster, ProWrestlingScoop.com. If you want a t-shirt to wipe your asshole, I'm going to that. Alright, let's see. Let's get into Monday Night Raw from last night.
Back live.
13 minutes before we go to the commercial break. We'll talk about this, and then we'll come back. We'll finish it up in hour number 2. We're going to do rapid fire, and I don't want to promise, but hopefully we can use second headset right here. We got it all set, and we will be able to take live phone calls. I do miss the live phone calls a little bit.
I miss them a lot.
Monday Night Raw from last night, brother. What do you think top to bottom? I didn't think it was all that.
Really, and I'm reading feedback when people say the same. I thought it was a good show.
Decent.
I thought
it was decent.
Good.
So Stephanie McMahon comes out, opens up Monday Night Raw, and talks about the corporate makeover for Daniel Bryan that they referenced last week on Raw. They kind of teased it with subtle tease. And she says Daniel Bryan went with her decision and went out and got himself a corporate makeover. So she brings him out. And he's got the hair slicked back, he's got it in a ponytail, he's wearing a suit, tie, and looking pretty good. He's nasty.
The only glaring thing that wasn't made over, which is the only thing people were looking for, though, was the beard. So.
Right.
Basically, they put a suit on and wet his hair down. And that's not a makeover.
Well, that's what I kept saying to you, right? It's going to be all about the beard, and obviously you knew that was going to happen. So she brings Daniel Bryan out, and basically says, you know, he talks about John Cena and says, you know, he built himself up as a poor man, and he was making good, and he was struggling, and he's got a little house in Washington, the state of Washington.
The house he grew up in with his parents.
Right. So eventually, as he's in the middle of this promo talking about, you know, what he's been through, working the independents. He never mentioned independents. He said working bingo halls and high school gymnasiums in front of 30 different people. Vince McMahon.
He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler. Yeah, that's kind of a banned word in WWE these days.
He talked a lot about how Cena had $1 million mansion and he had jets and a lifestyle. And he busted on his clothes, the bright yellow shirt and the fucking cargo shorts. And
just to get to that later, Cena references that.
That's why I figured you knew this.
So Vince McMahon comes out, struts to the ring.
God bless him. Gotta love him.
He is good, man. It was
much better, smile on my face every time I hear that music hit.
Much better promo than last week by Vince.
I thought both were off. I thought they were both funny promos.
See, but last week's edited because it was that the tape show.
True, but this week should have been edited. How many times did he say dub? I can't even do it the way he does it. He skipped the second W. In WWE about 8 times. WWE, like, he just slurs through the second one. Slurring. But no, I think maybe Daniel Bryan called himself a wrestler. Maybe he took the wrestling out of World Wrestling Entertainment.
So Vince says, you know, pretty much he likes the makeover, but what about the beard, right? The beard's still there, and that was kind of one of the main things. And
it was more like this. He said, "What about this thing right here?" Made a face, and
that was.
He talked about how his shoes didn't match his suit, and brown shoes, blue suit, or whatever the fuck. And so meanwhile, he had like a 2-colored tie, and Vince's suits are always.
He says, and we had told you guys on the website over the weekend that WWE contacted a couple of local businesses and they requested a barber's chair props. They were looking for props for Monday Night Raw. So Vince McMahon says, bring out the barber's chair. Bring out the barber's chair. And who better to bring out the barber's chair than Wade Barrett? Wade Barrett?
Questioned this myself, and then I told you afterwards why they did that. Right. Yeah, they bring out Wade Barrett without any explanation or build up. made no sense at all at first, and then are you gonna play out the segment there? Because it made sense at the end. Wade Barrett comes out, and Brian goes to get his beard shaved. He sits in the chair. He tells him he wants to keep the soul patch. Barrett doesn't hear. No, come here. I want to. As soon as he leans in, he headbutts him, beats his ass, throws him in the chair, and he shaves Wade Barrett's beard off. So they needed somebody with a beard to be the guy to get his beard shaved off. So I guess they went with Barrett because they couldn't shave the Wyatts. Obviously, they couldn't shave. I don't know. Throw another name out there. I mean, anybody else with a beard. He's got a beard. Yeah, you can't shave Cody Rhodes' mustache. You can't shave Damian Sandow's beard. Those are part of it.
Right. That's part of the current gimmick. Yeah. So Wade Barrett, it really didn't matter. So they brought out Wade Barrett.
He's a jobber too these days. You know,
he is.
Giving him a shove a couple months ago.
He used to be world heavyweight champion, man. Wade Barrett, what happened? Fell off, man. Fell off big time. So then we had, that was the opening segment.
He revealed a new T-shirt too. He mocked John Cena's shirt with his own new shirt. John Cena had the champ is here, plain white shirt. The champ is here in regular black letters with an arrow pointing down to where the belt would be. Right. Brian had it reversed and said the beard is here with the arrow pointing up. And how many people are going to buy those shirts, by the way?
Anybody, I guess.
Your target audience. If your target audience are little kids.
Right. Exactly.
But they don't have beards.
It's going to be a
6-year-old with the beard is here shirt.
Who in merchandise came up with an idea like that?
A real life stupid person.
This is going to sell like crazy. What are you talking about, dude? I mean, think about the amount of people. Not only that, but the people that buy merchandise. There's a lot of kids. I mean, some of the adults buy. You wouldn't catch me dead with a fucking pro wrestling shirt on. It's not my style. But some people. I'm talking a Steve Austin shirt or a Rob Van Dam.
I have to wear this every. I mean, it seems kind of disgusting to wear the same outfit every show, but I guess it's our uniform for work.
We wash it.
I'm just saying, every video it's the same thing.
All right. So anyway, that leads us into the next match with Rob Van Dam versus Alberto Del Rio.
You sound like Matt Hardy now.
Dude. Good old Ryan Clark. Got a bright idea during this to
make a beer run.
Make a beer run. I said, you know what? I think this is going to be a long match. We're probably going to give it 15 minutes, and that's a long time for a long match.
Del Rio's been having long matches. RVD's been having nothing but matches. They both can go, let's have a long match till some time.
Right, and they'll go to a commercial break, and they'll come back, and they'll finish up.
That didn't happen.
It didn't happen. No. I was long gone, man. I
warned you a million times not to leave, too.
I know. I knew it was going to be a good match because you had said Alberto Del Rio's been on a hot streak as of late.
They're having great TV matches, so is RVD, and those two together, you figure it would be a good matching of styles, but he leaves to go make a beer run, and the match is actually relatively short compared to Del Rio RVD matches, and RVD hit a lot of his spots, and at the end, by the way, Ricardo Rodriguez, as you mentioned, only made his appearance, and he came out and did the introductions for Del Rio, went a little something like,
do it.
Alberto Del Rio!
Not bad. You guys get to see it live. Live, baby, live.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so he does the introductions. He stands at ringside for Del Rio. And I'll ask you, was there ever a gimmick where they carried a bucket around? I mean, they needed it for the match this particular week, which I'll explain in a second. But did they ever have it in the past?
The Bushwhackers always. Or not the Bushwhackers, the head, who came out of the bucket? The bucket.
The Godwins.
The Godwins.
I'm talking about Ricardo Rodriguez and Del Rio.
No, I don't think
so it's sort of like a sore thumb there. Why has he got a bucket this week all of a sudden? But anyways, he puts the bucket.
Wait a minute. They did do an angle, but it was only like a one-night thing. I think it might have happened on SmackDown. Where
they carried it around for a while.
There was like a bunch of poop or something in the bucket. I remember an angle when there was something in the bucket. It was like a bunch of crap or something. I think it was on SmackDown. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's right. I was just yelling in the microphone.
Was it water? I thought it was crap. I don't know.
But anyways, he had the bucket, so he wedges the bucket into the corner, and it falls right out to him. He has to scramble and get it back in there. Rodriguez is speaking up from the outside. Gets it back in there. Del Rio notices he goes to throw RVD in there. RVD reverses, goes Del Rio into the bucket, rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. RVD gets the win. Del Rio gets the loss, which is a lot of losses for one heavyweight champion. So he finally can't take that he's losing anymore, especially because his manager cost him this match. He snaps. He fucking loses it.
He lost
on a very violent beatdown. Did you ever watch it on YouTube?
No, I didn't catch any of the stuff.
Very good. I thought it was very good.
I heard that they put his head in between the ring steps, something like that.
Yeah, and so there's a video I can actually kind of demonstrate. But yeah, so the first thing first, he took the bucket, nail him with it, and then just beat the shit out of him with the bucket. Or no, he super kicked him first. Then he grabbed the bucket, beat the shit out of him with the bucket, threw him over the ropes, and man, Rodriguez took a fucking hard bump. Like, no hands, fuck that.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that he's a great independent, used to be a great independent wrestler.
High flyer too.
Under a
all over the place, taking the ball.
He was under a mask.
Yeah, he's taking like some big ones. That's right, he stole him some big once.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, a little fun fact. But anyways, he takes that crazy bump to the outside. Del Rio's not done. Goes out. Let's see. Alright, they can't see the stuff on camera. Anyways, so there's the ring steps, and then there's the apron of the ring right here, and up here's the ropes and stuff. So he takes the steps, scoots them out, puts fucking Rodriguez's head in there, and then drop kicks the steps.
Really?
So his head had nowhere to go. But
like a running drop kick?
Fucking hard drop kick. Really? It looked like it fucking really got him, but, you know, he protected himself and sold like a son. He had his arm all twisted, like he'd been shot.
I mean, they bring him back to TV, and then they write him off TV, bang, just like that. So
I'm sure they wrote him off, or did they turn? They needed to justify Del Rio losing a lot, and then finally getting fed up with snapping like that. Basically, in my opinion, because they got Christian challenging Del Rio, he's gonna win. So he can afford a bunch of losses leading into the pay-per-view because he's about to win, retain the title, etc. At least that's how WWE thinks. I'm assuming.
It sounds to me like if they put his head in between and then did that spot at the end. Sounds to me like they brought him back and said, you failed a wellness policy test. Bada bing, bada boom.
I think it had less to do. I think it was more of we got to get Del Rio more over at the heel, establish that he's fucking fed up with losing. I think it was done, that angle was done more for Del Rio purposes than anything to do. I think Rodriguez was just what's the word, the pawn in the.
What do they do with him now, though?
That's what I said. I don't think they care. I think it was more we need to focus on getting this Del Rio thing, and Rodriguez is just, you know, a catalyst to make that happen.
I'm going to say they've taken him off TV, obviously. And whether he comes back, do you think we're going to see him at SummerSlam, or do you think
I don't know. Maybe he comes back and helps Christian win? Who the hell knows? I don't know.
I think you are not going to see Ricardo Rodriguez for a long, long time. And could.
That's two people that they send him to NXT.
Yeah. They may send him down, if they don't send him to developmental. I mean, clearly, it sounds to me like they clearly took him off TV last night, for the long term, too. So, are they going to future endeavor him? Are they going to get rid of him?
Where did he go? I don't understand where you're...
I mean, they brought him back. He was off TV for 30 days. He brings out Ricardo, or he brings out Alberto Del Rio.
So you're saying that they're doing this to bring him off TV and then get rid of him altogether. Why would they bring him back to TV in the first place? He's already been gone long enough.
To basically say, you want to fail a test, a wellness policy test in our company, get the fuck out of here, man.
How many people fail?
And not only that, to get Del Rio over is a mega...
That's what they did.
Mega heel.
How many people fail? Well, they're not going to bring him back just to fucking get him off TV and fire him. They didn't need to bring him back. They're going to fire him.
They didn't need to, but they did it because it was kind of like a punishment, and to get Del Rio over as a heel.
The punishment was suspension and the firing.
You know how that stuff works, though, man. If you fail a wellness policy, look at Caitlyn, dude. She interrupted Stephanie McMahon backstage, and for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they mocked her on TV, called her fat and everything else. Same thing with a wellness policy test. You get suspended, they have to go and announce it publicly on WZROnline.com. You got heat. Even when you come back, you serve your 30-day suspension, no doubt. You think when you come back, they're still not going to be pissed off at you for failing that test?
Chris Brown in the chat says you're supposed to fail 3 tests to get, but that's an automatic termination. He's saying that they're a fucking, I don't know what you're saying. I can't back you up on that.
I'm basically saying that, I mean, sure, he failed a wellness policy test, man. 30 days, he was out. He comes back, he shows up backstage at Raw, and you think that there's still not heat on him? Oh, you served your 30-day suspension. Hey, welcome back. Why do you open arm? No, they're going to bring him back. They're going to job him out. They're going to make him look like a joke because there's heat on him. You failed the wellness policy.
Okay, maybe all that's true. You said they're going to fire him, though.
They may fire him. I mean, they took him off TV, and the only reason I say that is because they brought him back on TV. They jobbed him out completely. And what are they going to do? I mean, he was the ring announcer for Ricardo Rodriguez. Obviously, they've got to keep him for Del Rio. They've got to keep him off TV for the next couple of weeks with an injury angle. You would think with an injury angle like that,
we'll bring him out like a fucking big neck brace. And shit.
Right. So write him off TV, and then what are you going to do? You're going to bring him back as a wrestler or a manager for somebody else? I think it was basically, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in the coming weeks, I would say there's about a 50% chance that you're going to see Ricardo Rodriguez future endeavors in WWE.
I think if they're making cuts, it is. But how many people have failed tests before? They didn't do this with them. Why is he different?
Right. No, I'm saying he's only a mouthpiece for something. He's not really a talent on the roster. He's a talent on the roster, but he's a mouthpiece. He doesn't wrestle. He's not in ring.
Was there a referee that failed a wellness thing? I want to say. I can swear there was a referee that failed it, and they didn't do all that. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, man. I mean, I would say there's about a 50-50 chance that Ricardo Rodriguez may be out of here. I mean, somebody in the chat room, winner's Flair. I mean, well, that's a bold prediction. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
He thought you were agreeing with him because he just saw the 50-50 and then you
took a shot at me. I saw it.
He thought you were backing him up. He said, "Yes." See, even he said.
No, I didn't. I said, "Winner's Flair on the chat says 50." He's poking fun at me, man. But there's a 50-50 chance. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
What do you want me to do, like 60-40 or something like that, dude? I don't know. There's a 50-50 chance, in my opinion, that he may be going from
That wouldn't surprise me, because like you said, what good is he to them if he's not working with Del Rio?
Yeah.
There's a million things he can do still if they want to keep it.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
We can have him wrestle.
We have to go to a commercial break.
Holy shit, we didn't know that.
All right, we're not really taking a commercial. We're just going to get out. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, finish up Monday Night Raw, Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire, you can participate in the segment we just called Rapid Fire by logging on to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. That's Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, top post will ask you for your rapid fire questions and comments. Submit them ASAP. Keep them brief so we can get to as many as possible. That's how we interact with you guys, especially now that we can't take callers. We will answer as many as we can in hour number 2 as we do each and every week. So get them in right now. WZR TV Tuesday Rapid Fire. Hour number 2, TV Tuesday 2.
TV Tuesday.
TV Tuesday. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
You're listening to WZR Radio. Ryan Clark Maboon. We'll be back right after this.
How's it going, WZR Army? We're coming in from a different direction. Sorry. Had to grab a beer. I told you guys I was going to drink a beer.
What's up? We're here. Our numero dos.
Did you put Rapid Fire?
I put Rapid Fire up. Rapid Fire, Facebook.com/
Ryan Clark WZR. Last chance to get them in because we were going to start tearing through these bad bitches after we finish up Raw. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
Got me in the eye.
Got you in the eye. Let me give a real quick shout out before we forget. To the boss man, Michael Shalick. Mike Shalick from SEScoops.com. Check him out. Good guy.
Michael Shalick.
Much love. He's a good ass guy.
He is a good dude. He treats you right too, man.
That's
good,
man.
Boss. That's your boss, man.
Good to have a boss that actually knows how to treat his employees.
He is a good dude. He's been hooking it up for you. He's been hooking it up for me. Absolutely. Michael Shalick. All right, here we go. Let's move along. Our live chat room on and in progress right now. WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Let's fill this bitch up, man.
Get in there.
Get in there, right? Come on. Let's go.
WZR TV Tuesday, you some bitches.
WZR TV Tuesday.
I'm so cute.
Some bitches. All right. We got to finish up Monday Night Raw. Then we're moving on to a rapid fire. Whatever you guys want to talk about in our numero dos. God,
yeah. Fucking weird. .com Tuesday. Everybody's screwing with the accent.
It's the New York accent, right?
Man.
That's what it is.
And what's fucked up is the first time I lived here, that shit wore off on me. People on Twitter saying, you sound like New York now and shit. I hope that doesn't happen again. I don't sound like this scumbag over here trying to sell the t-shirts. No way.
This fucking guy.
This fucking shit.
Is it that bad? I mean, be honest. Can you really hear the New York accent? Because I'm a little bit upstate. I live an hour and a half outside of the city up in Albany. But I guess I'm still from New York, so I guess I got it.
Definitely a New York accent, bro. Believe me, you.
Boone is cool as hell. Look at this.
I'm as cool as the beer you're drinking, brother.
This dude, cool?
I'm so cool, I'm almost chilly. What do you think of that?
Alright, it's a little bit cooler out here, by the way.
Much better.
Yeah. So let's
get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Do you know that Albany, New York, where we are located and based, was named one of the top 20 unfriendliest cities in the entire world or United States?
Either way,
I want to say world. I know, unfriendly? Are we unfriendly people up here?
I'm the biggest dickhead there is. That's
In the United States, so everybody knows they're dickheads.
Yeah.
But, and why not? We bring you to Albany. We're an unfriendly city. So
where I fit right in.
Right? Bring it on in. Alright, yeah, so Rygal says it was the United States, but I saw this list and like Albany was right up there. Alright, we'll finish up Monday Night Raw. Then, like I said, guys, get the rapid fire questions in now. It's Facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR, Facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR, and get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com /chat. Just a little bit
too much.
Yeah, it was alright.
Anyway, before we get back into Raw here, I gotta ask you, because I'm just noticing that you're lucky. You got all this stuff to play with over here. I got nothing to do. I just kind of, I look around. When you look at the things, do you look at the camera or do you look at the screen?
Normally, I look down.
But when you look over here,
but when I do, I just look at the screen.
Me too. I just realized I should be looking up there, not right there. It's so hard to not look at yourself, though.
Yeah, I think you can. Alright, so we left out. We didn't get much of Raw at all.
No, we didn't.
Tell them about, I came back at the very end of this, man. It was Cody Rhodes and
Damian Sandow. I forgot his name.
I'm looking at this. So Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, I guess basically what happened, and this was one of WWE's angles where it's like, okay, over on SmackDown, you're going to throw the briefcase in the Louisiana River or in the ocean or something like that. Right? And it sinks. I mean, you clearly see it sink on Friday night. And then all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes, what do you do? Fish it out? What do you go?
That's the idea. I mean, it had the seaweed and the crap all over it. And he told Damian Sandow, like you said before, if he wants it, come get it. He brought Sandow right back out. Sandow was coming to the ring. And as he went to go get it, he stopped and he said, no, get out, leave it and get out of the ring. Leave it and get out of the ring. And what the hell happened there? Because he did
hit him with the briefcase.
Yeah, when he came in, he beat him up. Sandow rolled out, and then Cody Rhodes opened the briefcase, dumped all the shit out of it, took the contract, which was covered in shit as well, kept the contract, and threw the briefcase at him and said, here, you can have it.
It just makes no sense. You know, you throw the briefcase, and I know that maybe we're looking a little bit too much into this, but listen, you saw, as SmackDown went off the air last week, you saw the briefcase slowly sinking down into the harbor.
Yeah.
So, somebody must have went, they called in a team of divers, and they went and they recovered the briefcase, and they miraculously found it, and hey, it's back on Raw, and it's filled with seaweed.
Apparently Cody Rhodes found it. So he actually has some great swimming ability.
Cody put on the
The other real quick note too was when we came back from commercial, Cody was already in the ring, and he was doing that big cheesy heel smile of his with the mustache and everything. Like, why? They need to get rid of the mustache and they need to either turn him face or get him back as a heel because he really screamed heel in that one little quick shot of him smiling like that.
There's something with Cody Rhodes, and they've tried it a couple of different times, that the fans aren't clicking it in, man. There's something not clicking with Cody Rhodes, man. They got the mustache. I don't know what it is. It might be the look. I mean, he just, when you look at him, he doesn't scream superstar, you know? But they've tried it a couple different, the mustache. I mean, I thought the mustache thing took off a little bit.
It was great for his heel character, yeah, but it was going to pigeonhole him where he was not going to break through. There was a certain ceiling to that character. It's a goofy comic character, and those always have a ceiling. You can't be a main eventer as a goofy jerk-off heel. Right. You gotta be a serious heel at some point if you want to get taken serious. And even as a babyface, he's not, I still don't really take him serious. I still look at him as when he was a heel, he's just he's a goofball that's pissed off at the moment. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Cody Rhodes, but it just seems like they've tried numerous things and the fans just are not clicking with it.
You need to get Goldust in there and do that brother versus brother thing, man. I'm telling you, that's ready-made. It's perfect. That Royal Rumble spot. I love that.
And how many times has Goldust been fired?
You know, so he's out there working the indies, and what the fuck? Why not? I mean, you're not doing much with Cody after Sandow, I'm sure, anyway. So bring the fucking brother in. It's a ready-made gimmick, ready-made storyline. I mean, and do it.
We had Mark Henry and Ryback WrestleMania 20. a rematch on Monday Night Raw.
We did.
They did the walkout finish, right? Ryback wound up walking out, and the original plans were, and me and Boone got in, I guess, a little bit of an argument, and I was kind of dumb the way that I tried to put it last night, but I had figured, all right.
Similar to his Ricardo Rodriguez speech.
Well, wait a minute. I had figured, we'll see what the people in the chat.
You took the seed of an idea that made sense to me, and then you went like 800 miles down the road with it.
Yeah, let the people hear me.
All right, give me your thing.
All right, so we got Mark Henry and Ryback out there. I'm thinking at some point during the match, the Shield is going to... What the hell was that? Sound like a cat or something?
Somebody outside fighting.
So I'm thinking, all right, Mark Henry, Ryback, right? The Shield is eventually going to run in, all right? And they're going to start beating down Ryback and Mark Henry. They're going to be taking the two of them out, just destroying them. Big Show comes out and makes the save. And then you have a 3-on-3, Big Show, Mark Henry, and Ryback against the Shield at SummerSlam. Sounds pretty good, right? Can I ask you guys in the chat? Wait a minute. Based off what I just said in the chat room, it sounds okay. No, Big Show comes down, makes the save. Ryback, Big Show, and Mark Henry against the Shield. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, one yes, one no, dude.
All right.
There's a bunch of no's. Let's say Ryback's a heel.
Well, some people are just going to say no because I'm Ryan Clark for the hell. That's my thought. But anyway, Ryback
because you're
Ryback is a heel.
Can't have it both ways.
Ryback is a heel, and it wouldn't make sense due to the fact that Ryback isn't a heel. But I had said that just a couple of weeks ago, you know, Ryback was a babyface, and then he's a heel, and then he's a babyface, and then it's like it would have made sense if you wanted to turn Ryback into a babyface. Well, at the
pay-per-view, he's been heel ever since.
He's been heel, but they could have switched him back, and then we got into the thing where it was Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, say
Mark Henry, you're gonna get to Mark Henry cut that retirement speech, and then what? 2 weeks later, they turned him into a babyface. So it's not like it can't be done. It's not like you can't turn Ryback.
I'm gonna forget all these points. Let me jump in. They didn't turn Mark Henry babyface. The fans turned Mark Henry babyface after that retirement home. Like I said, I think the fans, using myself as the template. Mark Henry was a heel. I didn't like him. He's a bad guy. That's great. He cut that retirement swerve, which was the most fucking heel thing you could do. But he executed it so fucking flawlessly, and it was such an entertaining, exciting thing, and it was fresh and awesome. Everybody was talking about it. That turned him babyface, even though it was the most dastardly heel thing he could do. It was so good, the crowd respected it. They decided they liked him because of that. That turned him face. The company didn't turn him face. That's point A. So Ryback, you can't say, oh, well, let's just turn a babyface. You can't say because, oh, he's heel now, but they did it with Henry because they didn't do it with Henry. A. B. The main point I was making to you last night was right before the match with Henry and Ryback, the very last thing they showed was a clip from SmackDown of Ryback smashing some dude's face, smacking the shit out of him, being a bully, which I brought up. It's funny that the whole character is a bully when they got the anti-bullying campaign on, but that's a different issue. They just reminded everybody with that clip that you're supposed to think Ryback's this cocksucker, heel, bully, fucking dastardly asshole. Why would they then, right after reminding everybody that, throw him in a match against a babyface, and then just for some reason, because the Shield beats him up at the same time they're beating up Henry, he's going to turn babyface and be a good guy all of a sudden, just so it's a 3-on-3 match instead of a 2-on-3 match. What made sense to me was Ryback would just fucking walk off and leave Henry, and then the Shield would attack on Big Show would make the save, and that sets up their handicap match. That's what I thought they were going to do, but as we learned, Big Show wasn't cleared until after they had already wrote the show. He wasn't cleared on Friday, he was cleared on Monday. So he is cleared to return now, but he wasn't cleared in time for them to set up the beginning stages of the SummerSlam handicap. So that's my point.
You done?
I'm done.
Good point. He makes sense though. It wouldn't make sense to turn Ryback into a babyface, and it wouldn't make sense. I mean, if Big Show came out and teamed with Mark Henry to take on the Shield, they would have gone with the original plans of what they were going to do, Mark Henry and Big Show against the Shield at SummerSlam. Big Show, like Boone said, was cleared to return on Monday afternoon, but they rewrote Raw how many times yesterday? A lot during the afternoon.
Which
So
is not normal or unusual.
it's not unusual, but in the early afternoon they found out the Big Show was cleared, and then they rewrote the show numerous times, and it was just way too late to put them in. So did they do an angle with Big Show on SmackDown tonight? They could still do that angle because Mark Henry, or they could do it on Raw next week. But next week's Raw is your go home show.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, they got to do. I mean, unless they're announcing the rest of the card tonight on SmackDown, they're gonna have to announce the match too next week on SmackDown as well.
Yeah, because there's only
What, 4 or 5 matches, so they need 2 or 3 more.
I think they announced 2 on last night's Raw, I believe.
They confirmed one that everybody already knew, and then they added Kane and Wyatt,
Curtis Axel, and that's for next week's Raw.
And they added before I remember it, but
then it wasn't it was Bray Wyatt and Kane, and then it was Sandow Rose. Right. We had already. I mean,
Feature chat room.
That's the one that everybody knew was.
Also they got to do something with Ziggler still, and like I mentioned last week, which looks like we're hearing they might actually be doing. It's not locked, but they might do that mixed tag team with Caitlyn and But then why would Layla turn and join AJ? I don't know.
Yeah, see, they threw Layla into the mix.
Yeah, with really complicated.
Yeah, definitely.
Who the hell knows? That's that booking on the fly, last minute change.
It is. It really is. It happens all the time.
The second show of the year, you cannot be doing. You got to have a fucking card set in place. Like I already said, the goddamn main event. Finally, this week we got some heat between Cena and Bryan, but up until now, it was a main event being sold on Cena, begging the fans to consider the possibility that Bryan could actually beat him. Like, no, he's good enough. He could beat me. Like, you shouldn't have to convince the fans this guy could beat you. It should be obvious that the guy should go into the match not knowing who's going to win, or going into the match with this great fucking heat between the two guys, so you want to see them finally get at it. They had neither. They didn't have the heat until last night, and they didn't have the unpredictability of, wow, who's going to win, Bryan or Cena, because it was almost like they were reminding everybody Cena's in a different league than Bryan. Bryan's at You
know what else I'm thinking about SummerSlam, and this is a completely different topic, but Christian and Del Rio, there was no interaction whatsoever between the two of them, and they're in the World Heavyweight title match. I mean, they'll do something.
Christian's a weak challenger, Bryan's a weak challenger. These are your 2 main events, and then they've got nothing underneath confirmed.
They'll do something at SmackDown with Christian and Del Rio tonight, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But something on Raw last night between those two. You know, Christian was in a match with, God, who was it? They threw him out there with somebody. Heath Slater, bro. Yeah. This dude is facing Heath Slater on Monday Night Raw. Yet, in 2 weeks, he's in the SummerSlam, one of the SummerSlam main events with Alberto Del Rio. What?
That's what I said. They're doing a shitty job of setting things up with enough time to build, and so that by the time SummerSlam rolls around, you're dying to see it finally unfold.
It's the second biggest show of the year.
SummerSlam's going around, and you're dying to see the rest of the card still. That shouldn't.
You could argue that Royal Rumble would be the second biggest
show of
the year. But, I mean, in WWE's eyes, WrestleMania is number 1. SummerSlam's number 2, Royal Rumble is number 3, and Survivor Series is number 4. You've only got, up until last night, with 2 weeks to go until SummerSlam, you only had 3 matches confirmed for the show. They confirmed 2 more on Raw. They're probably going to announce another 1 or 2 on SmackDown tonight. But 2 weeks before the second biggest pay-per-view of the year in WWE's eyes, you've got 3 matches with 2 weeks to go? That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. And
then when the bye rate comes, they're going to be like, Steve, Bryan isn't a draw. We got to push him back down the card. That poor son of a bitch. It had nothing to do with that bye rate being that low either. It'd be the fact that they didn't promote it worth a shit.
And yet, Boone makes a great point. You know who's going to take the blame.
Boone always makes a great point.
Boone sometimes makes a good point. He made a good point about last night. I basically fucked up last night with the Ryback, the babyface terms. Wouldn't make any sense. But
you just admit you were...
I was wrong on the whole...
Wow. Yes. Guys, save this show. This is historical what just happened right there. He admitted he was wrong on the t-shirts and the angle. My God. 2 for Tuesday.
Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. You know, lots of people in there as always tonight. Tons of fun for the Wyatt family. We don't really need to talk about the match, but after the match, Bray came out. I'm kind of getting sold on the Wyatts, man. I didn't like them at first, and I thought they were going to turn out to be the next mid-card group. It was going to fizzle out.
You were saying they were the next Godwins and shit.
I did.
Just because of the way they look at things.
And I'm coming around on Sandow too. Man. It took me a little bit for both of them.
Sandow and the Wyatts are the top two next generation fucking.
Sandow's got Triple H on the side too, so
that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So basically, at the end here, the Wyatt family went after, they were beating Tensai or one of them down, and Kane.
Somebody wants to
showed up. I see that. What do you got here, buddy? What do you got? What do you got? What? We got a rope? You guys see this?
No.
Can they see him?
No, just your hand hugging on nothing. I'm gonna get elbowed, yeah.
Come here. Alright? We'll go get it. That's Reggie. They were beating down somebody. There he comes. He's not going to stop. He's going back.
Start me up. I'll never stop. But, they were beating down, the Tons of Funk guys, right?
Tons of Funk. And then, Kane popped up on the Titantron. And they set up a Ring of Fire match, which is going to be an Inferno match, right?
I would assume. I mean, my God, if it's not, what the hell does Ring of Fire mean? Fire's got to be involved. The ring's got to be involved. And an Inferno match is a ring that's on fire.
Hey.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You would assume it's an Inferno match, but here's the thing, man. It's WWE, it's PG, everybody's kind of excited, man. I saw it last night. Everybody's like, oh my God, an Inferno match, that's going to be awesome. It's WWE PG. I know it's SummerSlam, it's a big pay-per-view. I guarantee you, it's going to be one of the lamest matches that you've ever seen, where there'll be like, maybe the ring corners, whenever somebody touches the ropes or something, the ring lights up or something like that. Like when Kane does his pyro and the corners light up, dude. It's not going to be like fire all the way around the outside of the ring. I don't think it's going to be anything like that.
Not isn't the rules in an Inferno match, people seem to forget, unless I'm mistaken, isn't the rule you don't win unless you catch your opponent on fire? I seem to recall Kane's arm being on fire and him running fucking down the aisle when
even if they do that angle, man, it'll be something like that, where a little piece of his hand or something will catch on fire, and they'll immediately put it out. I mean, the whole dude's body, it's not going to be like a stunt type deal, man. It's going to be something. It's WWE PG. Not only that, but like you talked about earlier, they've got so many kids watching them these days that if you light somebody on fire, you don't want kids to have to see that. You know what I mean?
It is pay-per-view. I mean, you could fucking have guys fucking them and they form.
Right, I get it.
I'm just saying, if they want to be a PG product, yeah. But, Kane versus MVP was the last Inferno. I know the first one was Unforgiven, 97 or 98 with Kane and Taker. But anyways, yeah. I mean, even if it's just a match where you win by pin or submission and the rings are on fire, that's still badass. For this day and age, it's different. It's not another cage match. It's not another fucking lumberjack match. It's something that we have only seen a few times, and there's very few gimmick matches that we haven't seen shoved down our throats way too many times every year.
I think everybody's going to go into SummerSlam and they're going to think, Inferno match, it's going to be great, it's going to be awesome, and then we're going to get there and we're going to be like, what the fuck?
That's what I was going to say. Can we agree that even if it's a letdown once we actually get there, that it's definitely, we were just talking about them having not nothing, but very lackluster promotion and stuff to promote in terms of matches for the pay-per-view. This is really something that people are like, I got to buy it to see a fucking Inferno match. It's a good selling point.
And they need a selling point because up until last night, there was only 3 matches.
And even those aren't stuff you're like, I gotta put my $50 down to see Christian challenge Del Rio because they have a big feud going on.
Up until last night, the CM Punk, because Brock Lesnar's not there every week. It's like Brock Lesnar's here one week, he's not there the next week. I know he's going to be there next week, so you're going to have 2 weeks of strong build. But Lesnar versus Punk feels a little bit flat. It's just, I mean, I know after last night's angle was great, where they came out and they brawled around ringside. I mean, that was awesome. That was well done. But up until last night, they had the brawl, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? It fell pop then when they initially started the angle. Last week was real flat. This week it was the same brawl that we had seen a couple of weeks ago, and we'll see what happens next week. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot all about Lesnar.
And Brock Lesnar was stiff as a motherfucker.
He does work stiff, but like I said, Punk, I think did that to himself. I mean, or Brock didn't catch him because he got busted open, and when he jumped off the announce table on the Brock, and his chin busted to the top of his head. And yeah, I was telling you, look, I was trying to point it out, and they kept taking the camera off, but finally we saw it ripping and shit. And yeah, it just seems like every time Lesnar touches someone, they either get injured or start bleeding.
Yeah,
That's a coincidence.
We had Caitlyn and Layla in the Divas match. AJ Lee came out skipping around the ring here, and she got into it. Well, her and Layla teamed up together. Maybe that's going to be a Divas match. It'll be Caitlyn and somebody against the team of Layla and AJ Lee.
You could do Caitlyn and Natalia.
AJ Lee and Layla, the two best asses in WWE.
Layla, I can't even picture her. That's how little I know her.
Layla, oh, that ass.
Is she blonde or brunette?
No, brunette.
Yeah, I thought she was blonde. I didn't know she was.
What about the people in the chat? Layla and AJ Lee, the two best asses in WWE.
I'll give AJ Lee. She got a nice pooper.
A nice pooper. I'd say that's fairly accurate, right, guys in the chat room? AJ Lee and Layla. Best asses.
God, remember that?
Oh, yeah, we do.
We haven't got to that yet.
Yeah, that was a live film too, man. Who's that, Ron G? Ron G, we never praised Ron G.
I did. I started to. He said, wait till we get to it.
Yeah, Ron G. I mean, we came on here. It was Ron G that brought it up last week. It says, TNA's Mystery Man is going to be Tito Ortiz.
And he hadn't even done the Bellator announcement yet.
No, that was on Tuesday.
He just completely pulled that out of his ass.
And when it came, when you brought it up, and you saw it in the chat room, and I said, you know what? I like that, man.
That's what I said. I made sure to stop. I was like, if you were getting on it, I said, wait a minute, I gotta point out this. Remember, because I had the quote already, you scrolled past it.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I wanted to
find it.
Because I was like, dude, he said an explanation along with the prediction of Tito that made sense to me, and I'm like, son of a bitch, it's gonna be Tito Ortiz.
Right.
I feel when the Bellator thing happened, I'm like, holy shit.
Yep.
Tito's coming on, and Tito's like, wow.
Yeah, and we talked about that.
Much respect, man. Good prediction.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was a great prediction from last week. As soon as I heard it, I liked it. You did, so that was good. What else? Monday Night Raw, CM Punk and Curtis Axel, man. You knew who was gonna win this one, right?
Was there a finish?
He hit the.
I don't think there was a finish.
No, because he hit the GTS, and then I think he went after Heyman.
They didn't really have a match.
He almost got Heyman again for the second week in a row, and then Brock Lesnar came out, and that's when the brawl happened at ringside. Then we go to commercial break, right? And we come back from the break, and backstage, Renee Young is there. That's with Paul Heyman.
You mentioned her last week. She's so bad.
Right? Yeah, Canadian chick, no doubt. And Brock is up first. And he cuts this promo, telling them about the Beast versus, Beast versus Best, right, at SummerSlam. Right. And then he goes to pass it off to Paul Heyman. And he says, say something stupid.
Now tell him something stupid, Paul.
Now tell him something stupid, Paul.
Or say something stupid, Paul. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. It reminded me of his famous promo in UFC after he had made that awesome comeback against, what the fuck was his name? Shane Carwin. Shane Carwin was pummeling the shit out of him. Second round, he came out arm triangle and got the submission. After the fight, they interviewed him. He's so worked up. He says, I might even jump on top of my weight tonight. And then, while he's standing on a giant Bud Light logo, and this is back when UFC was just getting mainstream. He said, screw Bud Light. They didn't give me any money or something. I'm going to go drink a nice Coors Light. Fucking Dana was pissed. And obviously he should be. That was a dumb thing to say.
Bud Light pays all this money, right? All this money to have the logo and everything featured, all of the
one thing you never do is trash the sponsor.
You never trash the sponsor, man. Are you out of your fucking mind? And he did too. He said, fuck Bud Light. I'm gonna go home.
He said, screw Bud Light. They didn't give me any money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go drink a nice Coors Light.
And then that was a live promo last night on Raw, and he says, say something stupid, Paul. I guarantee
and that's why he has a mouthpiece right there.
Right,
don't talk, just be the beast.
I guarantee you. Well, I can't guarantee, but I'm guessing WWE was not happy that he added that little line in. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal.
No, I'm sure it was something like, what the hell was that?
That wasn't scripted.
Where did that come from? Like, they were probably like baffled more than angry.
Right.
What was that?
Like, if he don't tell you to do it, don't do it, bro. What are you doing?
Or at least if you're gonna, ad-lib, don't say something stupid. Like, use something that, something basic. Don't say something stupid. What the fuck does that mean?
And it wasn't a pre-tape.
They were still sweating and, worked up and it just happened.
You can tell the pre-tape stuff, from the live stuff.
You watch it.
Right. If you watch it. Just little things like that, right? Back to Raw, Kofi Kingston made his return against Fandango.
Star of Total Divas, episode 2.
Fandango.
On
Sunday night, he was the
Yeah.
star.
By the way, nobody says his name right, including himself.
I know, Fandango. They all call him Fandango.
Yeah.
When they first came out, it was Fandango. Remember, he would come out every week. He would come out every week and
Correct
say,
everybody.
I'm not going to wrestle in a match until you say Fandango.
Exactly. He wouldn't even wrestle.
He would even say you've got to emphasize the
you break it syllable to syllable.
Right? Right. And then
You said it's rough.
and then right. But and now it's everybody's Fandango. Even Fandango himself said Fandango.
Yeah.
It's like what? What happened? But yeah, they made what was her name? The new
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie. God, they made her. It was so scripted, dude. Everything.
That was more scripted than Raw.
The first episode was scripted in parts,
Yeah.
but my God, week 2 was almost all scripted. Well, they made Eva Marie out to be this complete
Certainly
slut.
the entire Eva Marie Fandango thing was scripted.
Where she's getting married, her boyfriend comes and proposes to her,
Yeah.
and then
The timing of all that was too coincidental.
all the timing, get out of here. I guarantee, you know how that was pieced together? This is just who knows? So this is how it was pieced together.
Here we go.
Towards the end of the show, Eva Marie's boyfriend comes and proposes to her, right? This is after the filming of the show. This is after the Fandango stuff here. So right, let's say that she comes into WWE and she's hitting on Fandango, and she wants to be his dancer, this, that, and the other thing. And then that passes, and then a couple of weeks down the line, her boyfriend comes up and proposes. Well after the Fandango stuff. The way it was edited on the show, they have the boyfriend proposing first, and then after that, she goes right into Fandango. It was pieced together to make it look like the boyfriend proposed.
You're going to get mad at me because it couldn't have been, because there was a line she said right after you proposed. She said, I got to go tell JoJo. And she went to tell JoJo, and they brought up the Fandango stuff right then and there. He said, well, what are you going to do about that? And she's like, well, I'm just...
They did bring it up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then you're right.
Either way, I'm sure it was like, come on, there's no coincidence that big. I'm not going to break it down because it doesn't... Right. It was obviously scripted. I'd have to the report in front of me like, remember this, and this. Obviously, this could have happened unless, you know what I mean?
No, and not only that, but it's like there's different camera shots, right? They could have gone back and post-editing and added little things like that in. Any little thing like that, man. They can do so much with editing to make it look like, and then basically piece everything together to make this chick out to be the biggest slut in the world.
I think that was just more of a situation where it was almost like, all right, we're about to start shooting. You know your role. All right, he's gonna come in and propose. Right. You're gonna go and fucking try and hook up with Fandango. It was just heavily scripted. I mean, and blatantly scripted.
Blatantly scripted.
Like, you'd have to be a real non-wrestling fan to it. Like, you'd have to be a casual reality TV fan to not know that was scripted.
You know what? It's entertaining. It's gotten me hooked, though, dude. I like reality TV, though, dude.
I'm going to watch every week, but I'm not hooked by any means. Yeah, I didn't even watch it. I had to download it the next time I watched the game.
It's a lot of drama. Yeah, the game was on.
The game, too.
Yeah, with the Dolphins and the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, good game.
We got preseason football coming up.
Fantasy football. I signed up, by the way, guys.
Yeah, he did sign up. I'm
the big winner this year. The Hey Now crew is taking the whole motherfucking league.
He said the Hey Now crew. I love it, dude. I love the Hey Now, no doubt. But not the team game.
No, Rygal's fantasy football league.
Yeah, we're both gonna be doing that. We got the drafting schedule. You'll have to send us the details on that, and we'll be there for the draft, no doubt. Don't make it a pay-per-view night. Try to set it up for like a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, something like that, man.
No pay-per-view night, no Monday, Tuesday.
No Monday, Tuesday, and no pay-per-view night, man. It's got to be a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as long as UFC's not on, something like that, man. Let's see. Back to Monday Night Raw. We'll finish it up. Let's just go to the main event.
Kofi Kingston made his return. He had New Ring Gear. He got the win. Then we went to
we had Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler. They did that again. They did it the previous week on Raw.
By the way, they had the Usos and Fandango job right after they were on Pro Divas the night before. And they needed a job. They didn't need the Usos guys.
Yeah.
So that's just whatever.
They had, let's see, Big E actually picked up the win.
They had a finish?
Biggie Langston did his finisher on Dolph and pinned him clean on Raw.
Was it clean? I thought AJ and all that shit. Huh?
Yep, they pinned him clean last night. So that was that. And then
wait. The two got in the ring with Dolph trying to separate them, and then Big E nailed him with his pinfall victory, his finisher. But yeah, he was distracted by it's not clean.
It's not clean, but he still got the 1, 2, 3. We're talking about a 1, 2, 3 with pinfall. And then the 6-man tag team main event. It was who was it? The Shield against Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and John Cena in the main event.
I missed this. You're gonna have to run this down.
Did you?
I was writing it.
I thought you had a stream.
I did, but I wasn't paying attention. Right.
All right. God, I don't even remember what happened here. To be honest with you guys, I mean, it was all right. They gave it. Actually, no, they started way late. It didn't start until. God, I was in the Raw chat room last night. I'm thinking, wow, it's like 10:58 p.m. They only have like 5 minutes or something.
We didn't even bring up in the opening segment how Orton came out and told Cena it doesn't matter who wins, cash in and all that.
Right. And they've been teasing that Randy Orton's going to cash in soon.
He's not.
Which probably means that he's not. So the original plan of...
Well, not even soon. They pretty much, without saying exactly, they pretty much said whoever wins the SummerSlam, well, I'm going to come out and beat you right afterwards.
Right, and that's basically your sign that that's not going to happen. Yeah. It's basically a swerve. They're going to lead you to believe that's going to happen. But the original plan a couple of weeks ago was for Daniel Bryan to win the title, Randy Orton immediately come, cash in, and we'd have a new WWE champion of Randy Orton. But with all the tease, like we said, of Randy Orton cashed in at SummerSlam, probably not going to happen.
You made too. Not only that, but that fucker from Dolphins 1925. This will be the first pay-per-view they've done, I think, since they found out that all their spoilers or their matches were being leaked on that forum or whatever. Remember how they said they're gonna have to pull a swerve to make sure, like the last minute, don't tell anybody swerve?
Yep. Does that guy show up on SummerSlam Sunday? We don't have it confirmed that guy's been caught.
What do you mean? Whether or not he's caught, I'm saying WWE is gonna switch, like whoever's leaking to that guy.
Right.
Is in on what
but there were reports that the leaker's been caught.
That has nothing to do with what I'm saying though. I'm saying they said that they're gonna have to do a swerve on one of the pay-per-views coming up just to make sure that they know their results aren't, you know what I mean? That way, if the guy goes and does it again, he's not going to be right this time.
Right.
Kills off his credibility.
Right, but they don't have to do that anymore. If they feel that the guy has been caught, they wouldn't need to pull any swerves or anything like that.
Because that one guy's nobody. He's just somebody that whoever's leaking is telling that guy, and that guy's supposed to score the leaker.
Okay, all right.
So even if they caught the leak, there's still people that everybody leaks shit.
See, I didn't realize that it was. I thought it could have been like a mid-card wrestler or something. I know he said that he didn't work for WWE on his post, but
again, whether he did or didn't, there's a lot of people. How do you think we talk?
Yeah, of course.
But I'm just saying. So they're gonna. The plan, at least as I was told, was that they're gonna last minute swerve their own crew. Vince and them are gonna swerve their own guys because they don't know who's leaking. So to make sure nobody's leaking anything, we'll say this is happening, and then fucking at the last minute do this so that if they are leaking, they're wrong.
Right, and apparently what's been agreed upon is the guy that was posting the information on Reddit. Reddit? Yeah, Reddit.com has agreed that no matter what, he's not going to post anything on the Reddit website anyway. So
and supposedly, like you said, they caught the leaker too.
Right, and if they caught the leaker, the guy says, I'm not going to post any more on Reddit. So hopefully, I mean, if the guy goes and posts on Reddit, then they've still got a problem. If he doesn't post on Reddit for SummerSlam, even if they do pull a swerve.
Well, not he's posted. I'm just saying that a lot of their guys are gambling, because a lot of this comes from the betting. If you look at the betting line,
people are making a killing.
You'll see drastic changes right on the night of the pay-per-view. That's what they have to swerve, because they can't have people out there illegally gambling, or gambling with illegal information.
I still can't believe people bet on the rest.
Because the people that are really betting big money are the people that know for sure who's winning. So it's fucking not a game.
Right. Before this leaker came out, dude, people were still betting on pro wrestling with no set
casual
results.
People.
Right. They were still betting on pro wrestling.
I can't believe it's legal to bet on fake anything. I mean, it defeats the whole purpose of gambling. It's supposed to not.
Yeah, scripted. How are you able to bet on something that's scripted? I guess because you don't have the known outcomes. I mean,
what about those who do? They don't, like a gambling casino or something, for example. Not that they run WWE, but whoever does online.
Yeah,
they don't know. They don't know. And WWE would know. So, like, say Michael Hayes knows the finish,
and he could.
Michael Hayes
somebody,
walks up. Not even call. Let's say this for example of this point I'm making. Let's say he himself wants to make $1,000 bet, just a number.
Yeah.
The gambling people don't know that he knows the winners and
he
losers.
walks up to
So he can fucking walk right up and obviously he wouldn't because he doesn't want to get caught, but I'm just saying.
Right.
He can easily just, how can you bet on how can they run odds for pro wrestling knowing certain people know who's going to win and lose?
The entire creative team knows who's going to win.
And the wrestlers themselves.
So they could call up a phone number, backstage at the pay-per-view and say, hey, I want to place a bet.
Yeah. Call me, hey, bet this for me. I'm going over tonight.
Or they could do that. They could call a bunch of their friends. If I worked, let's say this, I worked in WWE, right? And I called Boone up and said, hey, Boone, John Cena's definitely winning the main event, dude. Put like fucking $5,000 on this, and we'll win a killing.
Put your house up, you're
Put everything up. It's guaranteed, dude. We'll make a killing, and we'll split the profits, bro. And you could do something like that.
That's not the same guarantee as like Floyd Mayweather fighting a jobber, and you're like, no, it's a guarantee.
Yeah, because you can still get right.
There's no lucky anything if you know for a fact. We just wrote it on a piece of paper. John Cena's defeat, blah blah. You know what I mean?
It's scripted.
It's crazy.
So people know the outcome. It's crazy that it's legal and people really do this and people really win money. You sure people aren't being duped? You know what I mean? It's like a real betting site, and people try it out once and they never get their money.
No.
They get
legit. Legit. Cashing in big time. Whoever the leaker was that's how those lines were
killing it, right?
For a line to go from, I don't know how much you know about betting, but let's say he's a 2-1 favorite, and then suddenly he becomes an 8-1 underdog night of the pay-per-view. For a month where the odds have been online. Yeah. He's a 2-1 favorite. All month long, then the very night of the show,
the very night,
8-1 underdog.
That
means somebody came in and put in one fucking fell swoop like enough money to change those lines. It would take a drastic amount of money to make that line go from 2-1 favorite to 8-1 underdog.
Yeah, it is.
So motherfuckers are cleaning up on
They are.
Damn,
they really are. Wow, look at all this. We have 9 minutes to go, and we got sidetracked. But Monday Night Raw last night, overall, dude, it wasn't.
I liked it, but as far as getting SummerSlam, it was terrible in that regard. But as far as being an entertaining, fun show, I thought it was great.
All right, we are gonna split these up, man, and try to in the future, guys, try to make them one line because it's rapid fire. You know what I mean? Rapid fire, so that we don't have to. Jacob Wilson, WWE is clearly teasing a Ring of Fire Inferno match at SummerSlam between Bray Wyatt and Kane. They teased it hard on Raw. I love what they are doing with the Wyatt family, and I think in the end, Kane will follow the buzzards. You see Kane eventually aligning himself with the Wyatt family.
No, not aligning himself.
Not right now. In the future, anything's possible, but
I don't see
not right now.
In my opinion, I already read this. You're gonna like it. Anthony Remy says, "What did the worker at the rubber band factory say when he lost his job?"
Oh snap!
Oh snap!
I like it. Right. Not bad. Paul Velasquez, how come you delete some pictures but leave the other pictures that people post on your threads on Facebook? I delete all photos off. I don't like to clog things up. So any photos, I try to delete them all.
Today, my sister put shit off.
Get it all. Get it out.
Send it to me privately, not where.
I posted this picture. It was nothing bad. You deleted it. And when someone else posted a picture and you didn't delete it, same with comments. If somebody posts a photo, I very rarely delete comments. The only time I delete comments is somebody being racist or a dickhead to other members, and I gotta wind up blocking them. That's the only time I do that. As far as photos are concerned, any photos that are posted on the thread, I delete them. If I missed one, I missed one. But I can't sit on Facebook all day because I'm working like crazy. And I try to get them all, though. I try to clean the threads. Don't post photos.
John Robinson says, I thought about the Stone Cold Steve Austin corporate makeover last night. Pretty much the same thing. Agree? It's exactly the same thing. Yeah. They've done a few corporate makeover.
I get all along with Matt Johnson. I found Raw to be great and very entertaining. The storylines and matches for SummerSlam are taking shape and looking pretty damn good. I think either Punk versus Lesnar or Bryan versus Cena will be matches tonight. I think Bryan versus Cena. Say what you want about Cena, but he has good matches on pay-per-view. Bryan versus Cena will probably steal the show, no doubt. Punk versus Buzz is going to be scary tough.
I disagree. I'd say Bryan can get a good match than anybody. Cena's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's going to be a great match.
Not that bad.
But Punk Lesnar, I think they're going to have so many fucking bells and whistles that it'll be the one you remember after the show. Next up, you scroll down, I guess. Matt Johnson says, alright, Brandon Scott Brown says, do you think Wyatt family will go after other big men such as Big Show and Tendai and Brodus Clay and make them monsters again after their feud with Kane? No, I mean, no. I think the Kane thing is because he's a similar type of mysterious, creepy, devil's favorite demon kind of gimmick. I don't think it's because he's big.
Owen Morgan, what do you think of Ziggler nowadays? They totally dropped the ball with him. He should still be champ, in my opinion. Didn't really get a chance for a decent title reign. I agree 100%, but he got the concussion, which kind of fucked him up a little bit, and then they had to take him off TV. That's what it's down.
Right. Brian Parker, I got along with. Brian Parker says, what do you guys think of Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Big E and AJ Lee at SummerSlam? That's what I predicted last week. I think this match will be made official. I like how they made Ziggler feud with Big E to solidify his face turn and make the fans know he's no longer associated with AJ and Big E. They'll eventually get his World Heavyweight Championship following this feud, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that sounds right to me. I can't argue.
Jordan the Champ Paveo, do you guys play WWE's video games? I don't play any video games. I don't have any video games. There's no video stuff here.
I've never been a big video game gamer. Ashley Sutherland says, what is the deal with alcohol? Oh, it's the fake thing. My crotch burns, but it's really Mike's crotch burns. I'm not reading.
Vincent Nugent, how do you guys feel about the current edition of EJ Whitmore? I've posted a lot on
Whitmore or Whitmer?
Whitmer. I said Whitmore? My bad. This past Saturday when he took that nasty pile driver, man, it was a sick spot. There are 2 videos that we put up on the website.
I saw that picture you showed where his whole shit was jammed up.
Yeah, two videos we put up on the website. That was a sick spot, man. And listen, he came out and he said, don't blame Mike Bennett. These things happen. It was on the ring apron. I get that. The ROH ring though, it's not like a WWE ring. There's about, I would say, about a foot on the outside of the ring. Maybe even more than that. Maybe Rygal knows what I'm talking about with the ROH ring. It is a scary spot. Don't get me wrong, but accidents happen in rings. I just feel like the pile driver is one of those moves that
it's been banned for a reason, especially on the apron where that's the harder part of the ring.
Yeah.
Michael Benitez says, why doesn't RVD have a SummerSlam match? Great question.
Told you guys a couple weeks ago, Rob Van Dam, everybody was hot when he first returned to WWE. They bring him back. He's right back to that mid-card position. No doubt. But he's right back to being a mid-carder, whatever. Same old RVD you're used to in WWE. Jonathan Nick Dodge. Who do you think will carry the TNA title belt after Hardcore Justice? I gotta be honest with you, and I think Boone agrees. I don't think they're gonna keep the title on Chris Sabin very long. I think it's a short-term deal. They should give it back to Bully Ray.
I think Bully Ray will give it back. Jonathan Listen says, was the end of Raw last night a tease of a Randy Orton heel turn? I didn't.
It was, man. Randy Orton walked out, and then the Shield attacked Daniel Bryan and John Cena in the ring. So Randy Orton walked out. Who was that?
She's about to make you say you're a moron.
No, okay. Christopher Brown, I know it might be a little early, but what would you say WWE Music Master Jim Johnson being a part of next year's Hall of Fame Fest? I mean,
he just asked Jim Ross that in a recent Q&A.
He's done so much. He's one of those guys behind the scenes that you don't often hear about, but he's done so much for WWE. Why not put him in the Hall of Fame?
And Dango's music got over like a motherfucker.
Right?
He's come up with some badass music, and he does. He makes it really fit the character very well.
Right.
Justin Wally. Have you guys ever watched the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani? I think it's WZR Radio, WZR TV Tuesday. The TV Tuesday would be awesome with a set like that. A small room with lots of merch and a flat screen TV. Real that feel great. The WZR separate. Guys, this is 2 guys doing a show for fun out of their apartment. That is a fucking AOL fan house conglomerate they got a budget that they don't think he spent his own money on that flat screen and the set. No. Do I watch the show? Yes, every week. It'll be on tomorrow because he was in Brazil, by the way.
We're trying to upgrade production here. This is my boy, Reggie, by the way. He's making his, not debut, return. WZR Radio. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to work on it. We're gonna get a background set here and, we're gonna improve production as well. Just give us time, man. Don't have to take weeks off, so trying to go with you guys. Brian McCabe tried to come into the chat room. They would not let me talk. You gotta download Java, that's all I know, bro. Send me an email, webmasterprowrestlingscoops.com. I'll try to help you out after the show goes off the air.
Ha! Jake Stott has a pretty good joke. He says, did you hear about the guy who died of a Viagra overdose? They couldn't close his casket.
I like it. Not bad. Milton Hernandez, will Drew McIntyre ever be given a decent push? That guy is so damn talented, he needs a title around his waist. I agree. Drew McIntyre is very talented.
Vince was very high on him
at one point. What happened? He soured on him, man. I don't know why.
Wasn't there an incident?
It was an incident with Tiffany, who's Taryn Terrell, in TNA, a hotel incident. Yeah. Ever since then, he's been in the doghouse. They're going to take him out.
Vincent McGuinn, Acer, says, what do you guys think about Ring of Honor forcing several other talent under contract on removing their shirt? What? Oh, forcing the talent under contract to remove their shirts from direct sales via Pro Wrestling TV.
They want all the money. They want all the money from t-shirt sales, and they don't want guys that are under contract going off and making side money.
That's shit. WWE and TNA, you can't make your own merchandise.
Can't do that in TNA and WWE, so why should Ring of Honor allow it?
That's how they grow the company, money from merchandise.
Okay, a couple more, then we got to get out of here, guys. Busy night with SmackDown spoilers. Nathaniel Lippincott, finally a Tuesday night off to watch WZR live for a change. Great show, guys. Thank you, buddy. Do you think Triple H having a big match at WrestleMania 30, and could this be his retirement from in-ring work from WWE? I do think we're going to see Triple H at WrestleMania 30.
There was talk of Triple H Austin. There was talk of Triple H Vince McMahon. I would say, yeah, you can arrest it.
All right, Vince, you got a couple. We'll take Jose Mendoza.
All right. Do you see Randy Orton turning heel and cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam?
Talked about that. It's possible. I mean, they're teasing it so much.
I'll say no.
Teasing it so much that probably not. Michael Benitez, the Vince McMahon was given the okay, basically the green light. Go ahead and change WWE back to WWF tomorrow. Do you think it would jump on it right away? They've already, WWF back in the day, they made a big deal about the name change, but it's already been, it's entertainment now anyways, so I don't think you want to go back to Federation, World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment. The whole thing is based off entertainment these days, so I think we can stick with WWE.
Acer says, what did you guys think about UFC 163 overall this past Saturday night? Did certain fights in the card live up to your expectations, and why? Korean Zombie's arm popped out. That was crazy. And the Davis and Cheetah decision, a lot of people are debating it. I don't. I think Davis won 29-28.
Jeffrey Covington, slap boom.
Arturo Velasquez Jr., is Ric Flair going to manage his daughter? I don't think his daughter had a picture posted today. She's got a shiner, black eye. I don't know whether or not he's going to manage her. I mean, he could, but I think they should give him something better than that to do if they're going to bring him back.
Stay tuned to the websites, guys. It's going to be a busy night. I don't think we did all that good tonight. I mean, we're kind of fucking...
Please review our show before we
leave. I know.
Let them decide. You know how you guys can decide? Yeah. You can let us know by logging on www.facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, I'll be putting it up in a moment. We want your feedback. Here's what we need from you guys. What did you like about the show? WZR TV Tuesday. Let us know. This is how I fucked it up. That's the bad part. What did you like about the show? Let us know. We'll keep doing it. What didn't you like? We need to know that as well, because we'll do less of it. You see, this is how we get better for you guys. We try to custom fit the show for your wants and needs each and every Tuesday here at WZR TV. So log on Facebook.com/Ryan Clark.
We won't get crashed at my place. I'm far from drunk, brother. This is beer number one. I got a couple more in there.
They always think I'm drunk, and I always get conned. I thought you'd be fatter. I don't know why they think I'm fat when they hear my voice. Do I sound like a fat guy?
You really don't.
I'm not a fat guy. I'm actually anorexic skinny, like 135 pounds.
Are you? Wow, I put myself on the scale today. 164.
I need to eat more. I think that's my problem. I'm malnourished.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys next Tuesday night. We're going to try to come back with the headsets next week. Be taking your live phone calls. Cross your fingers. Hopefully we can do it. Until next Tuesday night. For Matt Boone.
That's me.
Ryan Clark.
Hey, that's him.
And see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.
Boom!